Coming to you from the work desk, it's day 8, and it's time for a quick strap. Hello everyone and welcome to the Dohyo. Today is a quick strike, a small, amuse-bouche, tappa-sized episode that we release mid-Basho to keep us hungry for more sumo. But beware, for spoilers abound. We're going to be talking about the November 2024 Basho through day 8. So if you have not watched through day 8, stop! Watch through day 8, and then return to us. Well, it's day 8, we are halfway through, and we have a surprising, yet not really that surprising leaderboard. We have 4 wrestlers at 7 and 1, starting with Ozeki Kotozakata, Ozeki Hoshodyu, Maegashira 6 Takanoho, and Maegashira 15 Onokatsu. They are followed by 4 wrestlers at 6 and 2, Ozeki Onosato, Maegashira 3 Obby, Maegashira 10 Takara Fuji, and Maegashira 16 Takru Fuji. Of course, we had to get both of those guys right next to each other on the leaderboard. So we are going to do a cause JWags was wrong. I misread a lot of this tournament. And first of all, I really misread Kirishima. He was, of course, my Yusho pick. He started literally the worst a Yusho pick has ever started. Kirishima has broken the record for the Dohyo for the most consecutive losses to start a Basho by a Dohyo Yusho pick. Breaking the record held by Kirishima this past March, who I thought would win, and then started with 4 consecutive losses. So, Kirishima, congrats. I mean, he doesn't look hurt. He just looks like he's losing matches to good wrestlers. So, I guess I had a little more faith in Kirishima than I should have. But let's get to the actual leaderboard. So, obviously, in the first week, our Ozeki have not faced a whole lot of the Sanyaku. Kotozakata has only faced 1 Komusubi, beat them, but he did lose to Oho, which was a match I really thought he was going to be able to win. But 1 loss at this point, I'm not that worried about. He is looking great and on his way to easily clear double-digit wins. Hoshodyu is in a very similar spot. He had his solo loss to Obby. And yes, we're going to talk about this. Judging from the replay, Obby clearly went early here. And a lot of you were like disappointed last tournament where I didn't really dig into like the Kotozakata Tobizaru match. As I've said before, I don't really dig into possible controversial calls unless I think it's going to affect the Yusho race. And as we now know, that Kotozakata Tobizaru match, other than that win or that loss for Kotozakata or Tobizaru, looks like it's not really going to matter, because even if Kotozakata had lost that match and gone Kataban, I'm almost positive Kotozakata is going to get at least 1 more win to clear that possible Kataban we would have had. So ultimately, that match didn't really matter in the history of sumo. However, this Hoshodyu Obby thing could actually affect the Yusho. But that being said, Hoshodyu is looking amazing right now. He's looking completely over the hip injury. He's looking fast. He's looking flexible. And he is my favorite right now to win the tournament. Now, Takanoho. I love Takanoho. And of course, he had a 12-3 in July and then had like a 4-11 last tournament. So I'm not exactly sure where his true talent level is right now, but I'm pretty sure it's not Yusho level. I'm very sure if he starts getting aggressively promoted, we will see him come back to earth pretty fast. And then Maegashira 15 Onokatsu. Now, I predicted him to do well in this tournament, much better than last tournament where he got a 7 and 8. What I did not expect is that he was going to equal that 7th win on day 8. Onokatsu's looking really good. He's looking like he has finally adjusted to the size and speed of Makauchi. I'm not exactly sure where the ceiling is, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to like win a Yusho this time out. I think we're only going to get like 1 Takru Fuji-esque sort of tournament winner a year. And now 1 win down at 6 and 2, starting with Ozeki Onosato. Wow, I really did not predict that at day 8, Onosato would have the worst record of the 3 Ozeki. Like the other Ozeki, he's only faced 1 Sanyaku member and beaten them, but he did lose to Obby and Waka Takakage, 2 former champions. I mean, Onosato's still looking great. It's just I don't see him quite at that alpha dog point where I really feel like he's super favored in every match. Yeah, I still see Onosato getting to about 11 wins in this tournament, but I don't think he's going to just win out from here on out. Maegashira 3, Obby, looking great at 6 and 2. Okay, well, Obby didn't have a great tournament last tournament, and as I've always said, like, Obby at the top of the Banzuke is going to have, like, a ceiling of, like, 6 to 9 wins. Well, he's already at 6 and 2, and he's already faced every member of the Sanyaku except 1, who he's facing today. So you all know I'm not normally like into Obby's consistency and willing to bet on that, but he could go on a tear here and finish up with a career best number of wins up in the Sanyaku. Like, I don't think he's consistent enough to win out, but 10 wins could happen. And then Maegashira 10, Takara Fuji, he's doing so well. We were really worried about him earlier in the year. He all went down to JWags, he came back, but then got a 10 and 5 last tournament. Now he's up to Maegashira 10 and still doing well. Again, I do not expect him to do well if heavily promoted, and I judge that based on his entire career to this point. And then Maegashira 16, Takru Fuji. He is looking great, but does have 2 losses already. I would expect him to keep cleaning up down at the bottom of Maegashira, but around day 10, I would expect him to get promoted up. Now, he's already got 2 losses, which means he's a win behind a bunch of other wrestlers who are far more decorated, experienced, and higher on the Bansuke. But I really don't know what Takru Fuji's ceiling is, so we could keep looking at him as a dark horse to finish very strong. But in my heart, it feels like an Ozeki is going to take this tournament from this point on. We have another Kyujo and Makauchi, Maegashira 17 Bushozan. He went Kyujo with only 1 win, which means, yeah, he's pretty much guaranteed to go down to Judio. In Judio 14, Osho Umi has started 8-0, which is amazing. Probably not going to get all the way up to Makauchi from Judio 14, but if we look at Judio 1, Kinbozan at 7-1, he is looking very strong for promotion at the point. But the other high Judio ranks are all sort of like hanging out in the middle there. So the Makauchi Judio exchange picture is still very cloudy on day 8. But we'll get to that on the next Quick Strike. All right, so it looks like JWags was wrong about this one, and thank goodness, because I think I predicted a fairly boring Basho. Let's get some excitement to round out 2024. Stay tuned. We will be back for another Quick Strike in a couple of days. We will be back with our November recap and all of our exciting year-end episodes, and you're not going to want to miss that. So thank you for joining us on this Quick Strike!